In this article and the accompanying report, we surface the most promising early-stage research and innovations from academic groups and biotech companies subscribed to our online partnering platform to find new industry partners. Each of these breakthroughs, as indicated by the engagement and interest from R&D, innovation and S&E teams using our platform, has the potential to be developed into new solutions and therapeutic interventions to treat respiratory disease. Respiratory diseases affect the airways and lungs and can be either infectious or chronic. Despite decades of medical advances, respiratory disease still remains at relatively high incidence rates and are one of the world's leading causes of mortality. The deployment of effective pharmaceutical treatments and the mitigation of risk factors such as smoking and severe air pollution have meant that since the 90s, the mortality rate for chronic respiratory diseases, CRDs, has decreased by approximately 41.7% and by 48.5% for lower respiratory infections. However, the risk of emerging infectious respiratory diseases and pandemics is being made more complex and likely through climate change. And with a globally aging population and persistent air pollution, diagnoses of chronic respiratory diseases are still expected to rise in the coming decades. As we understand it, there are three key challenges of highest priority to industry. Challenge number 1: increasing prevalence of COPD. The most prevalent chronic respiratory diseases include chronic obstructive pulmonary disease and asthma. Currently, neither of these diseases can be cured, but there are treatments to reduce symptoms, prevent deterioration and improve daily life. One of the key challenges for researchers and clinicians is to develop effective treatments for these diseases that can allow patients to recover more completely from these chronic conditions. Challenge number 2: fibrosis. Fibrosis is a pathological feature of many chronic inflammatory respiratory diseases. Nearly 45% of all deaths in the developed world are attributed to some type of chronic fibroproliferative disease. Interstitial lung disease is a group of lung diseases characterized by chronic, progressive fibrosis associated with high mortality. Current treatments are unable to stop disease progression nor restore lost lung function. As such, there is a significant unmet need for the development of more effective treatments for fibrosis of the lungs. Existing antifibrotic medications have shown promise, and ongoing research focuses on emerging therapies such as stem cell therapy, immunomodulatory agents, and novel pharmacological targets like phosphodiesterase 4b inhibitors. Challenge number 3: new infectious respiratory diseases and immunity. For decades, acute lower respiratory tract infections such as pneumonia and pulmonary tuberculosis have been among the top causes of mortality globally. The health impact caused by emerging respiratory pathogens, such as in the COVID-19 pandemic, is a high priority to protect against in the future. Planning to prevent infection from new emerging diseases, researchers are working on vaccines that induce a strong immune response in mucous membranes, which are considered among the strongest defenses to prevent infection, reinfection, and limit transmission of respiratory pathogens like SARS-CoV-2. This article and the accompanying R&D landscape report aim to identify the most active academic institutes, the most promising early-stage research projects, and the next breakthrough biotech companies. These results come from our online partnering platform, which is used by over 17,000 scientists and decision-makers in industry and academia, connecting based on the alignment of their research priorities and interests. Join the network, learn more about the projects and assets featured in the report, and connect with the teams behind them.